So I was conducting some training at a professional services firm a couple months ago, and a manager had a great question during the training, and the question was really about a specific employee. It was an employee who was solidly in the green box on the Threads graph and had been that way for about 3 years. And over the last 6 or 8 months, things had been starting to kind of fall apart for the employee. The attendance, he'd been struggling with attendance, he'd been struggling with being on time to work, missed deadlines, missed communications with coworkers. And the manager was obviously concerned, but in the past never really had involved himself in the communications. Typically, when an employee got to a spot like this, that duty, if you will, was handed off to human resources. And he felt with Threads that he wanted to find a better way to communicate with the employee. And what I told him was this, first and foremost: what's happened with the employee? What do you know for sure? And he said he had some things that he suspected. He suspected that the employee was having some problems at home, and that there were some issues going on that he'd heard about sort of through the grapevine, but there was nothing really definitive. And what I encouraged him to do is to sit down with the employee and ask that question, to tell the employee really how important he is to the team, how important he is to the company, and most importantly, that he's seen him do an excellent job in the past, and he wants to know what he can do to help him get back to that spot going forward. And from that point, he takes the information that we talked about that day, and he conducts the meeting all by himself. And he took a chance, he took a risk to do something that maybe he wasn't completely comfortable with doing. And he sat down with the employee and he asked them kind of what was going on, that things had changed, that he had seen so much good in the performance for a number of years, but something seems to have been different. Was it something that he had done? Was it something maybe the company had done? Was it something maybe they had left undone? And what the employee told him was that he was having problems at home. That he and his wife were in the process of a divorce, and that his attendance, his focus on work had completely lapsed. And this was the important part. He said that I feel like my performance has lapsed so far that I'm in the doghouse and that I'm on my way out and that there's no way for me to make my way back in. And that he had just sort of resolved that that was the case and he'd given up. And what the manager told him when confronted with that was that's not the case at all. The manager said, we need you here, we have a lot invested in you, we've seen the good in you, and that the reality is that human beings can't just dismiss or disconnect work from home, and that people are going to have ups and downs, but he wanted the employee to know how important he was to the organization, to his co-workers, and to the company, and that they needed him back. They needed him there on time, and that you're not in the doghouse. This is just part of what happens in life. And from there, the employee sort of relaxed a little bit, and the conversation that he was maybe nervous in having to begin with became a conversation that was really got to be a conversation between two human beings. And he said, at the end of the day, it was pretty powerful. And about 2 weeks later, the employee's performance was back to where it needed to be. The issues that he was facing at home hadn't completely resolved themselves. But the important part was that he knew that the company understood and that the company appreciated his situation and cared about him. His manager took the time to talk to him and care and to make sure that he knew that they needed him back to where he was and what he was doing. The important part for you to take away from this whole discussion, from this whole question and this whole situation is really this. At what point do you involve yourself? Are you willing to use Threads as the tool it is to help you communicate, to help you change the way you engage with the employees that you manage, the employees that you supervise? If you take a risk like that, and if you ask those kinds of questions, and if you do those things and follow through, not only will that employee respect you, but the employees that the people that this person has to work with in your department or in your area, they will respect you as well. And so it is important for you to take that step. It is important for you to start changing that communication and moving in that direction.